Tuesday, November 30th. Tuesday, November 30th. I had a dream. Nothing extraordinary stands out from it, aside there was just this element of like this feeling that I'm like, okay, I'm healing people, I'm helping people heal. There was a couple things that stood out. One is I don't remember the storyline completely, but it's someone's partner, someone I used to work with. I never really socialized with my coworkers except one group, but this particular coworker initially wasn't a coworker, she was a supervisor, and then when I became a supervisor, she then became my colleague, right? But I still didn't socialize with them. But for whatever reason, her and her partner were in my dream, and there was this element that her partner was walking towards me, like not walking towards me, but like wanting my attention, and I wasn't like seeking it. I was just like, you're with her, like I no. But there was this element of like him wanting to be close to me, and I was just like not interested really. And there's this element of a door, a closet door, coming off the hinge. Like it was fine, and then the hinge, the top hinge broke off, so it made the door loose, and then I was able to fix it. Like I was working on fixing it. Like it wasn't a big deal. It didn't feel like a big deal in my dream. That's the only thing that stands out. I looked that up, and then it talks about like that I'm putting like some type of block for myself that I need to overcome, like negative thoughts. And the only thing I could tie it to is that I started taking that business class. So I think that's probably why like I'm not having those dreams anymore. During the business class, like, cause I'm taking it, I started watching it. And I think it was referring to like at the beginning of the business class, we're talking about identifying these core beliefs that we have about money, about our self-worth, you know. And so I think that's where it's kind of tying into like there's still stuff about my self-worth that I need to let go of. So I'm working on that, I guess. So that was the only dream. The cool thing is that Christina Lopes came out. And I say it's cool because it's this, again, I've mentioned it before, that when I'm going through something and I'm stuck, she's provided the answer either the week that it's happening to me in my real timeline or in my posted timeline, and or both. In this particular case, it's both, where the videos that I started posting were on my love affairs, and this last chapter, by the time you get to this video, you've already seen that a lot of it is around sex. A lot of it is around intimacy and my choices and my experience in regards to sexual exploration and connections with other people. So I'm grateful to her for this video. Because it's timely. It's just timely in terms of where I am in my healing. Because I was thinking about it too, like just coming back to this experience. And just the realizations, right, of being groomed, and it can happen to anybody. I mean, I know until I was only like 7 or 8. But really, it happens a lot in high school, junior high and high school also, because it's with a teacher or a mentor of some sort, and there's also this element of wanting to be seen in a different way, right? And so it's common. And you know, really the whole process, right? It's just resolving all of that, right, within yourself. Yeah. So anyways, I'm listening to this 1 hour long. She has long ones, but it's so worth it in the sense of like these dreams that I've had, these realizations that I've had about partners that I'm seeking, or not seeking, but just encountering, right? Because it's all about relationships. And what she describes, I'm like, oh, I want that. like what she describes, like I you know, there's this element of like I know my self-worth enough to not just give it up anymore. To not just give it up to anybody. Like that person has to be as freaking amazing as I am. You know? And I need to be able to see right through them. And their authenticity, right? Transparent. And this issue, not issue, but this ability that I now have to see right through people. Like it's helpful because it's just like I'm able to pick, like, you know, screen out the people that aren't for me, right? And, you know, and one of the comments she makes is the ability to pick the right partner for you. And I'm like, I'm not worried about that because I have connection, I have guidance to let me know who's that person for me, right? When I come across this person, who that person is for me. So I'm not worried that I'll miss that person. I'm not worried that won't come across them because there's always someone for someone. So I had that reassurance of like, all right, I think the part that I got triggered, she talks about nesting. So there's like not steps, but process, things to be aware of when you're engaging in this activity with someone. And the part that got triggered was the nesting. And it reminded me of someone from my past. I think aside from me enjoying our connection, aside from the exploration, and that physical vulnerability that we shared, there was also, to a certain level, to a certain degree, not completely, but to a certain degree of emotional vulnerability. Because we would have our tough talks after we were done. If he was on top of me, he would just lay on me. And I really liked that. Like, I really liked that I could just hold him. Like, he wouldn't be quick to jump off or to run to the shower. Like, he would just lay. Like, I would allow him to lay on me. And we'd just hold each other and I would just stroke his back. And just, you know, graze him. And I liked that he wasn't quick to want to jump off or like wash, right? Or he just laid on and I just held. And that felt, I really like that. And then if I was on top, I remember having insecurities about that, and he would tell me like, just, you're okay. And I would be concerned because in my other experiences, I would be asked, or like, like be pushed away. But no, not with him. And he'd tell me, you're okay, you're okay. I got triggered when she was just describing that, because that's what I remember with him. And I didn't realize how much I really liked that. Just nesting, just being with one another, being okay. It didn't last long. I mean, it was enough. It was enough. The duration was enough for us, where it left that imprint on me, in that, like, I like this, I like that he's able to just lay on me, that I'm not in a hurry for him to jump off or get washed, or like, I'm okay with this. I think that was one of the things I appreciated about that experience, was just how we really were okay with our bodies. We were really okay with everything about that process, that experience, that I remember his words to me when I triggered him last, and I remember it hurt. Like, I really, I mean, I still love him. I'll never stop loving him. Even though I don't talk to him, there's so much love that I have for him in that chapter in my life. But he told me, he's like, I gave all of me to you when he told me. I know I broke his heart. I know I did. And I love him dearly. I do. Because we pushed the limits. We really did give us ourselves where we were at in that time in our lives. Like, we pushed the elements of discomfort to explore, to, we were communicating with each other. We saw each other. Like, our eyes were always open. And I liked that connection with him. Like, there was no shame of having our eyes closed. Like, he would look at me. Like, there was just this... I'm so grateful for that experience with him. So grateful for him. I love him. I do. But it wasn't meant to be. So anyway, so hearing this video, I'm grateful for it, because it just one, because it's triggering all of this, so I know I'm still healing. But I'm grateful for the information clarification for how she shares this information, with that recognition of that shade of culture, of religion, right? Even if you're not religious, you still have these beliefs ingrained in us because of how it's been ingrained in society. So even though it's still ingrained in us, right? When we talk about sex, when we talk about masturbation, when we talk about body parts, right? Like, if you get grossed out by that topic, that says something to you, right? If you get triggered or not wanting to talk about it, that says something about something that's being triggered in you, that needs your attention, that needs healing. You know. So anyways, I'll include her link if you don't already follow her. But it makes me, I mean, I've only had one partner after all of this. After I left those relationships, I've only had one other partner. And I don't plan on having any other partners until I find the one for me. And the thing is, I don't even have to fight him because he's gonna come towards me, right? There's this mantra that I started saying that he's already in existence, right? He's just, we're gonna attract each other by default because we're working on each other. So it's going to be someone who's expanding like I am, who remembers who they are, and who is in constant working towards constant real alignment with himself, knows who they are, remembers who they are, is working towards that through conscious expansion, so constantly growing and expanding like me, with me. That's who's at the same frequency that I am, who's growing and expanding like me, who remembers who they are, and who lets me see them, all of them, and who's done their healing, who's working on their healing like me. And I clearly, with these dreams, like I can't be with someone who's not actively working on themselves, or remembers who they are, or who's not in alignment with who they are. So yeah, I gotta touch up my makeup, and I don't have any more battery. I have clients today, so that's all. I just wanted to clarify the actual mantra that I use. I mean, I started saying it and then I stopped, but I need to start saying it again. That I now have the awareness of what I want, and I am so excited with connecting with someone who knows exactly who they are, who is expanding like I am, and who reaches for vibrational resonance with who they really are. The relationship that is coming towards me is someone who wants to be with me as much as I want to be with them, and I am exhilarated for what is to come. So that's what I read. Not all the time, but more often than not. So I just want to share that. So, yeah. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me. So